cannot understand non-seriousness means life is a play. Ego does not understand that language. Every religion is born as a play, and every religion becomes a church, temple, very serious, deadly serious. Every religion is born as a dance, as a song, as a festivity, and then everything goes suddenly dead and serious. Hindus, Sanatan Sanskrit says, life is a play. The world is find a stage on which we come to act our parts. Then do the most of what in be. Cause frigid claws of death may soon descend and seal your humble fate. Then you shan't have time to mend. Life is a play, is a stage on which we come to act our parts. So when you consider the world as a stage where you come to play your part, how can there be seriousness? Religion cannot be serious really. It must be ecstatic. Religiosity means ecstatic state. It must be the highest peak of bliss. How can it be serious? Christians go on thinking and believing that Jesus never laughed. Look at Krishna. You cannot find any common ground between them. Not that Jesus was like that, but Christians have made Jesus serious because only around a serious Jesus a serious church is possible. You look at the people, they look dull. And then the whole game of popes, so serious, so burdened, starts. Jesus must have been a very light-hearted man, laughing, enjoying, eating, drinking, dancing. He must have loved life very deeply. But that was a sin. That was the reason why Jesus was crucified. Those who crucified him were very serious people, the Jews, the people who crucified Jesus. They were the old established church. They did not crucify Jesus, they crucified the festivity of Jesus. And there would have been no Christianity if Jesus was not crucified, because he was light-hearted, joyous man. The moment Jews crucified him, the whole world became very serious. Death, crucifixion made the point. And the figure on the cross is, of course, very serious dead. Christianity revolves around the dead body and the cross on which Jesus was crucified. Cross became the symbol of Christianity, not Jesus laughing in the village, drinking at a party eating with friends. It is Jesus' way was that of he used to engage with the people because most of the important business meetings takes place over lunch or dinner. So when somebody has eaten, enjoyed, the belly is full, then it is very easy to transform or create deals. Christianity arose around the dead body and the cross. Cross became the symbol, a dead symbol. And Christianity rose around the dead body and the cross. Cross became the symbol, not Jesus who was laughing in a village, drinking at a party, eating with friends, or staying in a prostitute's home. There is a particular story about Swami Vivekananda. Where he was living, not too far away from there was a red light area. So he used to bypass that, take extra round to reach his home. Once it happened, he was a guest at some king's place. So in order to honor Vivekananda, he invited one of the prostitutes. She was a singer and a dancer. Vivekananda came to know and he did not come. Then, as the prostitute started dancing and singing a song, Prabhuji mere avgun chit na dharo. Prabhuji, referring to God, O God, you are merciful, kind-hearted. Do not look at my faults. These faults belong to wrong conditionings. There's a famous bhajan, this spiritual song, Prabhuji mere avgun chit na dharo. Vivekananda heard this. Tears began to flow out of him. From his eyes, he came. And he bowed down to that prostitute, addressing her as mother, and he said, for the first time, he learned what real detachment is. But Christianity cannot see that. The cross became the symbol, and with the cross, seriousness, that seriousness came, and because of that cross and the crucified Jesus, Christianity went against life. All that is alive became sin. In their own way, every religion goes on doing this. Those who are very sophisticated will not do it in this way. The crucifixion of Jesus is a very crude way, because that was the only way available at that time. Those who are very sophisticated will not do it in this way. They will do it in another way. We have not transformed Krishna. India is very sophisticated land. It will not do such a thing. But we have never taken him to our heart. He just remains a myth, a beautiful myth. Bhagavad Gita became more important than Srimad Bhagavat that carries the life of Krishna from the time of birth. Bhagavad Gita is only a small part of Srimad Bhagavat Purana. Krishna's life is not so important for Hindus, but his message delivered on the battlefield is very important. What is more important? If you want to know the teachings of a person, you must understand his life, because life reveals the circumstances and situations which are more important. His message delivered on the battlefield to Arjuna has become more important, became a part of philosophy. It is more understood as a philosophy, as a way of life, whereas it is a song. Because it is a serious thing. A war field is nearer to death than life itself. Krishna's life was very much alive, but that has become a myth and nobody bothers about it. Is still in those places where Krishna danced on the bank of the blue river under the full moon night, and the places where he has his childhood frolic activities pulsate with a kind of energy. No one can escape that when one moves to those places. His few words spoken on the battlefield has become more important than his whole life. As I said, Bhagavad Gita is a very small segment of the entire Bhagavad Purana. His words uttered on the battlefield have become more important than his entire life. And then there are priests who go on the war field, have become more important, explaining that his life is just symbolic. Krishna's life, when he is dancing on the blue bank of the blue river under the full moon night, is simply symbolic. And his words uttered on the battlefield are more important. It is not real. His playing with the milkmaids, not real. It is argued that milkmaids are symbols of senses, not real. They are not real women of bones and flesh. No. These milkmaids are not women. It is a matter of symbolism. They are symbolic. And priests are very efficient in doing such tricks. They say that Krishna is the soul and gopis are the senses of the body. And senses are dancing around the soul. This is a sophisticated country They killed Krishna, they crucified, but in a very sophisticated way. His festivity is destroyed. But if you go into those places, you can feel the vibrations going on. It becomes symbolic, meaningless, and the whole real life is pushed aside. Krishna is dancing with real woman, but that is shocking because we cannot conceive of Krishna dancing with the real woman. We can allow him to dance with the symbolic woman, but not with the real woman. We will be shocked. We can allow him to dance with the symbolic women, not symbolic woman as senses. Life, but really life shocks us. We have become so dead that anything alive shocks us. I recall many years ago, again and again, people during the meditation sessions, people would ask what was the relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene. I avoided, but again and again the question was asked. So one day, in the same style of continuing the talk, I said, well, someone wants to know what was the relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene. I was not around at that time. I was not around at that time when Jesus and Mary was fooling around. So this question was there, what was going on between them. And we are very much interested what is going on between this man and that man. Why are you interested in all these things? What this has to do? So I said one day, it just happened. I was walking along the streets in Port of Spain, Trinidad, where I live. I met Jesus. I put my hand over his shoulder and in Trini accent I said, boy, what was going on between you and Mary? Everybody wants to know. So in Trinidad we used the word, boy, what was going on between you and Mary? But Jesus looked at me with a fury. And he said, you mind your business, ma'am. You mind your business. That was a private affair between me and Mary. This is the situation. What is going on between me and this particular person, male or female, is none of your business. You should mind your own business. And if whatever is happening between you and me is helping you to transform your life, is more important than anything else. But we are more interested in peeping. We are peepholders. We peep through the holes what is going on, or what is going on between this and that person, or what is all that. Why are we interested in what was going on between Jesus and Mary Magdalene? Jesus was not a dead person, he was alive. and very much alive. But religion, morality has become the religion in almost all the religions. Morality became very important. And we forget that this world is finally a stage on which we come to act our part. An actor and actress works in a movie. In a particular scene, this actor is playing the lead role against this particular leading lady according to the script. When the scene is over and he goes into another another scene, the roles may differ. He may act as a father, or the leading lady in the last movie may act as his mother or sister. This is the way the creation and dissolution happens. I have heard a story. It is an anecdote which I very often explain to narrate the point. A man used to be dealing in the wax toys. So he will make different types of wax toys, the elephants, the dogs, the cats, on so many things. And he had a friend who was not working, so he used to spend his time quite often watching this man make the wax toys. Then one day it happened, for some reason he has to travel to another city, and after a long span of 10 years he returned to his hometown. During this period of 10 years, things have changed tremendously. People were no more interested in wax toys. The plastic stuff and so many other types of toys became more interesting. Now what he has to do, he was a creator of wax toys. Now what he has to do, either he wastes all that wax that he used to make these wax toys. Instead of that, he dissolved all of them into a lump of wax and bleached them so it became like colorless. Then he started making the candles, different types of candles, and the business flourished. When this person came, he was expecting to see the wax toys, but he did not see. So he was disappointed. So he asked him, "Where are those wax toys?" He said, "After the dissolution, I was creating the wax toys. When the time changed, I have dissolved all of them, and they are in the form of lump of the wax that you see there." Man lives by memory. He was seeing in that big ball of wax the trunk of an elephant, tail of a dog, and so many things. These are all parts of memory. Parts of memory, the relationship. In a way, it is important for maintaining a certain kind of decorum and decency in life so that there is no chaos. But deep down, when we look into, it is simply a game. The entire process is transformation of consciousness. The health is more important and for that you eat all that is healthy according to you. So every religion is born in festivity, and when the festivity dies, know well that religion is also dead. Whenever a new religion is born, all the old religions will be against it, because again the festivity will be there. Again the festivity will be there. Just as a child is born, every child is born as a player, festive, alive, celebrating, not believing in the future, believing in now and here, this very moment. The whole society will be against him. We are trained that we should save the money for the rainy day, we have to do this and that. The whole society will be against him and will try to put him right before he goes astray. He must be put on the right track. The same has been happening with all the religions. Meditation is simply non-serious. It is a way of festivity, a dance, as dance is inner celebration, an affirmation of aliveness. Of course, all those who believe in old traditions, they will say that meditation is a very serious thing. Is the way of life, the way you talk, the way you look at the people, the way you do ordinary things, the way you put on your clothes, the way you take off your clothes, the way you take a shower, all that forms the part of a play that you have to do. This is how it has always been. As long as Krishna was alive, religion was alive. In the hands of priests, it became a serious phenomenon. Enough for now.